as much as I miss her, I know that the seeds that she sowed into my life, they're just blossoming, just beautiful flowers blossoming. And it's it's kind of beautiful. Like it's a painful story. Like it's painful to go through. Like you see you see it, but you also have to see the joy in that. God allows you to experience things to teach you things, and when you're not open to learning the lesson, God will remind you who's in charge. If somebody told you that you were already rich, what would you say? Yeah, yeah, that's a good question, right? If somebody told you that you were already rich, what would you say? Would you agree or disagree? Hmm. Yeah, you are rich. See, you have everything that you need already in this moment. Because guess what? That heart towards the left side of your chest is beating. Therefore, you are already rich. See, the thing about life is when you watch somebody die, especially somebody that you love, it reminds you of how rich you are or how poor you are. It's all about your mentality. See, that's what distinguishes the rich from the poor is their mindset. Of course, opportunities play a role in that and different privileges that come with that. But just keep in mind, like, you already have everything that you need in this exact moment. You are exactly where you need to be. And sometimes that's hard to believe because you're not where you want to be. And see, I'm gonna tell y'all a story, right? So, um, last summer, I don't even think I'm ready to talk about it, y'all. I'm not ready. But I'm gonna talk about it anyway. So last summer I watched somebody I love so much, who I considered a parent, another mother. My She just meant the world to me. And I watched her die right in front of my eyes, and there was nothing that I could do about it. And and months later, after that moment of seeing life leave from somebody's body and nothing that you could do about it, it reminds you of the things in life that make you rich. Your mindset, your mindset, your mindset. Because the whole person is made up of the mind, the body, and the spirit. And see, there are so many things happening in another dimension that we can't even see. That some of us don't even understand. But when I watched the life leave from out of my other mother's body, I was in shock. I was stuck in a whirlwind of questions. Why? And the fact of the matter is God is not always going to do what we want God to do. God is going to do what God wants to do, what God needs to do, what God intends to do. And see, we got to leave that to God. The moment that we start believing that we have all of the power, keyword all of it, because we don't have all of it. We have some though. But when you see death happen right before your eyes, it sticks with you. Like, no cap, y'all, like it sticks with you. And and it then becomes an attack on your mindset. And as strong as my mind has been throughout my life, last year was the first time where I felt like I lost my mind on the low. Where I was like, I was just seeing her. Like as if, excuse me. Um, excuse me. But the message that I want you to get, I'm trying to push myself right to tell the story, but the story is still being told. So see, the thing about God is God allows you to experience things to teach you things. And when you're not open to learning the lesson, God will remind you who's in charge. And in that moment in my life, I felt like everything was on my timing. Yeah, silly me. I thought everything was on my timing. That I'll get around to it when the time comes. But that's not how life works. And I'm being like so vulnerable. I don't even know if I really want to post this for real. But loss, when you face loss in your life after so many wins, it's all about your mindset. That's how you come back. And you know what changes your mindset? Faith and prayer, amongst other things, right? But those two things, but But what I learned about it is to thank God for that moment. Even though it broke me, y'all, like broke me. But I had to learn the lesson in order to complete the assignment. And the lesson was to go through what I went through to share my story because somebody else is facing loss. It doesn't have to be loss of a parent, loss of a loved one, loss of it doesn't have to be death. For me personally, that's what I'm dealing with. But you see, people don't understand how I can still be able to smile in spite of everything that I'm going through, have been through, and probably will still go through. But see, ever since I was a little girl, I have always prayed. I've always trusted that God plan is for me, that the plan will unfold and my purpose will inevitably unfold as well. And and to be on a YouTube screen like crying and like just you seeing this, I want you to see it because all you usually see is the smile. You see the flex. You see the pretend. Well, y'all, I'm working on me. Yeah. And I want you to work on yourself too because it doesn't have to be smiles every single day. As long as you can still find a reason to smile by the end of the day. And that mentality taught me more about what I experienced last year. And I realized that when it's your time to leave this earth, when it's time, there's nothing you can do about it or anybody. Yeah. So the message today is yes, grief can lead you into a depression, but you know what also can lead you into a depression? Not being mindful of the things that are happening within you. And sometimes if you're not like I'm not very religious, but I'm very spiritual. And when you're not in touch with your spirit, like for example, right? You know the phrase like broken spirited, right? Point is your spirit is directly connected to your mind and your body, and your body is inevitably connected to your mind and spirit, and your mind is inevitably connected to your body and spirit as well. So there's this thing about threes in life. So for example, I'm not very religious, but I am very spiritual. I believe in God, Jesus, and the Holy Spirit in threes. And yet our bodies are also kind of in threes, the mind, the body, and the spirit. Well, hold on, y'all. So what I'm trying to get you to understand, and I hope the audio came out on this thing. I I haven't even been talking into the mic, y'all. Um, oh my goodness, I'm crashing out on YouTube in 2025. What is going on? Um, I'm not crashing out, I'm being vulnerable. There's strength and vulnerability. There's strength and vulnerability. All right. So um ever since I was a little girl, I have always wondered why my life has been nothing short of excellence. K through 12, honor roll, extracurricular activities, chess, robotics, like website designs and all different types of things. So I'm gonna just put it like this, right? My grandma, my mom, my titi, my other mother, like she always just used to just pour so much into me. And like seeing her die, y'all. Like, have you ever seen somebody die? Like, real, have you ever seen that before? Like, right in front of your eyes. No, not on the TV, not on your phone. No, no, no. In person, with your own eyes, seeing it happen exactly as it's happening on Earth. Well, I have. And as much as I miss her, I know that the seeds that she sowed into my life, they're just blossoming, just beautiful flowers blossoming. And it's kind of beautiful. Like it's a painful story. Like it's painful to go through. Like you see it, right? But you also have to see the joy in that, or you'll just be miserable. And like I know how it feels to feel that. But see, misery doesn't only love company. Misery also loves silence. You know, some of the most miserable people in the world are silent. They're not using their voices, or they're not speaking up about things that have happened or is happening or will happen in their lives. Like the reason why I'm making this video, and well, one, I didn't know that I was going to get into all this during this video. I told y'all I just be going with the flow, just following the spirit, and whatever happens, happens. Um, but I want you to understand that this happy-go-lucky, woman that you see on your YouTube is still going through something, and that's okay. It's okay to go through things in life as long as you're learning the lessons along the way. Because if you don't learn the lessons, if you don't get the assignment, you're gonna keep on. You're just gonna follow the patterns of your past. Oh, oh my goodness. And when you follow the patterns of your past, you know what that leads you to? It leads you to forming the same patterns, even if they might look differently than they did in the past. See, when you recognize a pattern, bro, y'all not ready, bro. When you recognize a pattern, this is good. This is actually really good. When you recognize a pattern from your past and you don't take the time to understand the lessons of those patterns that you've built, or those habits that you've built, or the mentality that you built, or, I often say like change cannot happen without uncomfortableness. And growth can't happen without uncomfortableness. And you know what patterns are? Sometimes patterns of the past can be things that make you feel most comfortable. So, for example, some of the things that make me feel most comfortable and something I'm currently going through right now is just staying in the bed all day, just depressed, trying to find the strength and the reasons to be able to get up and take care of myself. And yes, I do it, not because I want to, but because I understand the patterns of the past that I've built these past few months since experiencing watching death happen right in front of me and not being able to do anything about it. So, I don't talk about some real heavy things that I was not prepared to talk about, but I put myself in uncomfortable positions because that's how growth happens. And y'all are just experiencing it. And I just want to take this time to just say, like, whatever that you're going through in this moment right now, love those uncomfortable moments, even when they're unlovable. Love those uncomfortable moments, even if they're unlovable, because you're going to train your mind and your body to keep on growing, to value growth. And that is going to build better patterns for your future. And it's going to help you acknowledge the things that you keep on shoving under that rug or putting it in the closet. Yeah, so this video did not go at all how I thought it was about to go, you know, but the sun is shining, I'm outside, I'm out of the bed, right? I'm coming out of my depression. I am I'm fighting for my mental in ways where I've never had to in my life, even with all of the rigorous schoolwork that I went through between college, K through 12, and just other just things that I've done for my community, for my peers, for just different organizations that I have led and been a part of and just helped change the standard of excellence for them. Yeah, I did that. Yeah. But it was only through God using me that I was able to do that. And that is why I've always been blessed in my life. Even when I don't feel blessed, I'm still blessed. You wanna know why? Because somebody really can't get out the bed. They don't have the physical ability to be able to do it. Or somebody literally cannot get themselves to a basketball court. They can't go walk and there are so many things in life that we often take advantage of because we don't see the perspective of another person. But see, that's always been a gift of mine to kind of just a little bit be able to read into what somebody has going on and speak some life into them and help them know that things are going to get better. Even if they don't get better right now, even if they don't get better tomorrow, in a month, in a year, right? Whatever the timeline looks like, you are not in control of it. God is. And that's the message of this, is that you just have to keep trusting that the divine timing is divinely designed, not for you to control, but for you to allow, accept, and experience. And that's just another way of saying just being obedient to God. not to what other people, 'cause everybody's God ain't the same God, okay? And everybody's stories and experiences are not uniform, right? Because humans are unique and organic in nature. So all of our experiences, it's going to be different because we each have a different mind, right? Body, spirit. And there may be commonalities to it, but it's never the exact same. And that's because everybody has a different path and it may overlap with another person's path but the moral of this story in this video is that time is your most valuable asset. It really is. And when your time runs out, that's it. As far as on this earth, as far as the spiritual realm, that piece I can't speak for because I'm still on earth. I have beliefs, of course. I'm sure you do too. But while you're on this earth, value your time by valuing yourself and evaluating the relationships in your life and the patterns of your past. All right, y'all. So we're going to end off with shooting the shot. You already know the philosophy. Whether I make it or I miss it, what matters most is that I tried. And in the meantime, please make sure that you take care of yourself. Doctor's orders.